Hello, good afternoon. Hey guys, thank you for tuning into Rules for Rebels. Today is episode 70 of Side Hustle Tuesdays, part of our side hustling series. Today's story is about a designer who follows his dream of leaving his corporate job to travel the world and work remotely. After realizing his nomad lifestyle hacks are a hot topic, he turns it into a blog, a YouTube channel, and a moneymaker. Today's side hustle story is about affiliate marketing, and you guys know I love affiliate marketing. I talk about it a lot, and some of the things I love about affiliate marketing is that it's something that literally anybody can start today for free. Even if you did want to have your own domain and your own site and your own hosting, at most you're looking at $10 for a domain and about $3.95 per month for hosting. It's something that can be started up very cheaply, if not completely free. It's something that can be done on your own time and your own schedule, so it really doesn't matter what your work schedule is. It's something that can be done outside of a 9-to-5 job. And lastly, and in my opinion, maybe most importantly, it can be scaled into something larger. Essentially, every business nowadays is a media company. Every business needs to create content. So if you wanted to expand or scale your affiliate marketing business into an e-commerce business, a consulting business, selling digital products, something like that down the road, you already have a foundation and the building blocks in place. Another concept I wanted to introduce that has to do with today's story before we get into today's story is location independence, or being a digital nomad. Among the entrepreneur communities and in the entrepreneur world, there's kind of a subset of people who are what's called location independent. They often refer to themselves as digital nomads. The overall concept being you can earn a living from anywhere in the world as long as you have a laptop and an internet connection. For anyone who's interested in traveling or experiencing other cultures, this is something you may want to look into. While digital nomads can live anywhere, many people choose to live in areas like Southeast Asia or Central or South America, where the cost of living is significantly cheaper. The draw of this is not only do you get to travel and live in another country and experience another culture, but it also opens up full-time entrepreneurship to a lot of people who otherwise couldn't afford it, or people who are in the earlier stages. Well, somebody who was making maybe $1,500, for example, with affiliate marketing probably couldn't make do and live very comfortably in the USA. In Thailand or the Philippines or Colombia, this potentially could mean living in a luxury apartment with house cleaning, laundry services, and a nice gym membership on that same salary that in the USA wouldn't be too comfortable. Just something I wanted to mention to anybody who may be interested in this lifestyle. Today's story is about Tom Whalen. Tom had what many people would consider a dream job. He worked for Apple. He had an interesting job, he made a great living, but Tom wasn't happy and he didn't want to be cooped up in an office. He wanted to travel the world. To make ends meet, Tom found another job. It didn't pay as much, but it allowed him to work remotely, which meant he could travel the world while still having a steady paycheck. It was working as a designer for a restaurant review platform. Now, before Tom left for his trip, he realized that traveling and working, he would need to be smart about his packing and pack light. He needed to find a good backpack to take on his trip, and he needed to figure out which items he would take were really essential and which weren't. When the time finally came for him to move out of his New York City apartment, he was confident in the job he did packing and his gear selection. Tom settled into his new destination. He was comfortable with the work he was doing for the restaurant review site, and he began toying with the idea of creating some kind of side project. One day, just out of the blue, he decided to write an article sharing some tips and life hacks he had discovered as a traveler and digital nomad. He titled the article, "Everything You Need to Travel the World in One Backpack," and he published the article on Medium, the blogging platform. While he was writing, he happened to sprinkle in some Amazon affiliate links to show some of the products he recommended, which if you're creating content and you mention a product, a book, a software, you might as well link to it. Not doing so, you're basically just leaving money on the table, whether you consider yourself an affiliate marketer or not. Within a few days, Tom was both pleased and a little bit surprised to see the article had a few hundred reads. He decided to check his Amazon Associates count and was expecting to maybe have a couple dollars, maybe $5 tops. To Tom's surprise, he had actually made $25. Over the next couple weeks, the articles continued getting traffic and views, and when Tom checked back in on Amazon, he had made $100. Well, this wasn't life-changing money. It was enough for Tom to realize that he was probably onto something. People want honest reviews and suggestions for gear and equipment, and seeing as how he had a bit of success off his first article, Tom decided to make this side project his new hustle. Tom created a YouTube channel called Pack Hacker, and soon uploaded his first video, which was a review of a travel beard trimmer. Shortly after creating the YouTube channel, he also began working on a website he also called Pack Hacker as well. The project cost almost nothing to set up. He did most of the website himself with a little bit of help from a programmer friend. His only other costs were a domain, web hosting, and a cheap lapel mic from Amazon, which at some point Tom will probably do a review of to make a couple extra bucks. Tom began publishing both blog posts and YouTube videos that very same week. Some of this content was strictly product reviews, others was interviews with digital nomads and entrepreneurs, and in one of these such interviews, the interviewee mentioned a product called the Everyday Backpack by a company named Peak Design. Tom decided he wanted to try this backpack and review it as well. Now this part is kind of interesting for any of you guys who wonder how people who review products get products to review. Like, are they buying all this stuff? Are companies giving it to them? How does that work? So Tom decided to reach out to Peak Design and see if they'd be willing to send him a free backpack to review. At first he felt really awkward reaching out to a stranger asking for free stuff, but he sent the email anyway, and he mentioned in his email to them that he didn't guarantee a review and wouldn't necessarily sugarcoat a review. If he didn't like the product, he would say so, and he did this because he wanted his readers to be able to trust his reviews and not just have a review site praising any product by companies who paid him to do so. Less than a week later, Tom had a backpack in the mail from Peak Design, and he published an extensive and detailed review of it. For the next several months, his readership slowly but gradually grew, and in a few months he was bringing a couple hundred visitors per day, which any of you guys who've tried starting a blog know what a challenge this can be. He continued to look for companies to build relationships with and products to review, and at some point Tom realized that his reviews of products he could physically touch and use were better than the ones for products that he just read about or saw, so he realized he had to get more products to him. Traveling around the world made that tough to do, as shipping internationally is expensive for companies giving him free stuff. Traveling also meant that he didn't have much video equipment and that making quality content was difficult. Tom decided to move back to the States where it would be easier to continue the side hustle. Tom still travels, and he plans on traveling 3 to 4 months out of the year, but he did want to have a home base in the States again, which is why he moved back. These days, Packhacker gets over 5,000 web visits per day. To date, Tom has over 20 detailed backpack reviews up, as well as many other products, and he also gets over 10 requests per month from companies wanting him to review their products. The site is just over a year old and is bringing in $1,200 per month after expenses. Tom is currently trying to figure out what comes next and how to scale and how to grow this project and the income associated with it. He's looking to take this from $1,200 per month to around $4,000 per month, at which point he says he'll view this project as more of a side hustle and more of like a real career or a real job. What I really liked about today's story is that it was started with next to no money and without any specialized skills, so myself or any of you guys could replicate something just like this. I also liked how Tom really launched his entire business just off his experience and selecting a backpack and doing some traveling. It shows you really don't need some crazy unique skill like programming to be able to create content or provide value to people. Tom was simply sharing everyday knowledge he had acquired. I also liked how this wasn't a get-rich overnight story. Most businesses take some time to build, especially something like affiliate marketing, which tends to be a longer-term play. While $1,200 is nothing to turn your nose up at, this story shows that creating a business does take time and most things don't happen overnight. But $1,200 would be a fantastic addition to your day job's income, and depending on the location you choose, you definitely potentially could be able to support yourself in many countries being a full-time entrepreneur off $1,200 or $1,500 a month. Anyhow guys, I hope you enjoyed today's story. If so, please take a second to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, this is Johnny with Rules for Rebels and Side Hustle Tuesdays, signing off.